Similar to what I said last year, this is Stephanie's night. I've told her that, but I've already told her that the most important people in the room are her grandparents, Marilyn, Jerry, and Gersh. Tonight is another milestone for them, one that none of us take for granted. First, I need to thank Bonnie. She hasn't had a good night's sleep since mid-August, but Bonnie is Bonnie. She's a superstar. All the credit for this goes to you. And I don't mean just this room, and I don't mean just tonight. I'm so glad that you convinced me to have two separate parties for the kids. And I'd like to thank a couple of the people that made me look good tonight. Team Stephanie, headlined by Michelle and Scott Farber, who were a pleasure to work with and kept us sane throughout the process. And Dave and Chris Tyler at Tyler Films, who always seem to find my good side. And a special thanks to my brother-in-law Peter, who again worked his magic to light up our world and give us a glimpse of his. And the rest of the team, thank you very much. And thanks to all of you for celebrating with us tonight. The fact that we can fill a room with so many great people means the world to us, and we hope we can continue to celebrate milestones together, if for no other reason than because we can. Everyone should feel the way I feel right now, and you guys are a big reason for this. So when I started to write this 18 editions ago, I couldn't figure out how to end it. But it was about how you were my little girl, back when you refused to ever have your picture taken. Carrying a Ziploc bag filled with melted candy, or carrying a stuffed pig you called Moo. Wanting to spend every afternoon at CVS and having meltdowns over silly things. Stop calling her Alice. Her name is Allison. Alice in Wonderland. You were still my little girl when you stopped eating pork because pigs were cute. And when there was nothing that moved you to tears. When you were winning more championships than anyone in the history of Syosset sports. And when you were the world's absolute worst hugger. Even after you outgrew some of these things, you were still my little girl. You still won't eat pork, and you're still a well below average hugger. But look at you. You grew up on me. And every time I thought, I wish I could freeze time because she's so amazing right now, you'd grow and amaze me some more. You get A+ in every class, you challenge yourself in so many ways, all while thinking of others, being a great friend, and having an attitude that makes your mom and I proud. To our family, this is a historic day. And no matter where you stand, this is a historic time. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence that as the spotlight is on you, the world is screaming that no moon is too bright, no dream is too big. You may not be aware of it, but the Cubs are World Series champions, and there is a supermoon that's closer to us than it has been in a lifetime. There's also been a lot of talk about something called the glass ceiling that you've probably never heard about, and that is because it does not exist in our house. As your mom would say, that is not in my vocabulary. Regardless of who won the World Series, or where the moon is, or what happened this week, tonight is everything that is important. You can do anything or be anything, and no one else is responsible for your success or your happiness. But how did we get here? The Great Gatsby classic was written 91 years ago, inspired by this castle. You wonder how different things were then. Girls just like you were playing together and growing up into young women. They didn't have phones or Netflix, but I'm sure there were other things that their parents thought they spent too much time with. They didn't have photo booths or even bat mitzvahs. They didn't have names like Becca or Lara or Maddie or Amanda. They had names like Frances and Harrietta and Cecilia and Betty. And whether they were 8 years old or about to give birth to a baby boy, I'm sure those girls were classy, compassionate, and intelligent, and they all would have admired 13-year-old Stephanie Yormack. Those little girls, Frances Schletter, Henrietta Leibson, Cecilia Marburg, and Betty Oliphant, all grew up and had families. But you, Jason, and your cousins made them great grandmothers. They're all a part of you. And that soon-to-be baby boy, he's sitting here tonight, and he picked the song list. I thought of that earlier because this morning, a lot of people stopped me and told me that I'm a great dad. And I don't know if that's true, but if it is, it's only because you make me look great. They say that behind every great man is a great woman, maybe more than one. Real quick, let me tell you about the great women I've had in my life. Like the Great Gatsby and like this castle, they've been timeless, classic, even mythical. Like this supermoon outside, they shine light on everyone. They always made me look good, if not great, which is not always easy. They always bailed me out when I didn't have the answer. Your mom was Wonder Woman long before she had that cuff. And you, you're a combination of the strongest women I've had in my life. Your intelligence, compassion, inner strength, and independence, the way you advocate for yourself, your ability to will things to happen, the way you can make people like those little girls from the Gatsby era, and me, and other people great. It makes your mom and I feel honored to be a part of Team Stephanie. I'm your biggest fan, you know that, and I'll do anything I can to move mountains for you, but I don't tell people how smart or strong or pragmatic or beautiful you are. You're all those things, but your actions will always speak louder than my words. So I've been taking notes, and I have a list of the top 5 quotes I've heard from other people about you. Some who are here tonight and some who aren't. I hope someday you'll have the same feeling that I've had when I bump into somebody at back to school night and they tell me, Stephanie doesn't know it, but I watched her at lunch. She's mature and thoughtful in a way that can't be taught. Or when I hear, Stephanie is a true friend and my daughter is lucky to have her as a friend. Or someone sends me an email, if more people were like Stephanie, the world would be a better place. How many parents get a phone call from a 7th grade teacher at the end of the year, Mr. and Mrs. Yormack, I would just want to thank you for raising Stephanie the way you have and allowing me the privilege of having her in my class. The feeling is nearly inexplicable, but you give me goosebumps on a regular basis, like you did this morning at the service, when you get involved in the Melnick Foundation, when you prepare a dinner for us at home, when I hear a story from a parent or a teacher about how you were looking out for your friends, even when they don't know it. When I see a picture of you from camp playing hockey with the boys, or actually hugging the girls in the greatest bunk in camp history. I love that even as a teenage girl, you treat your mother and I with complete respect. I love that there is absolutely no drama around you. I love that you know if you're going to throw up, you make sure you're at the Jaffe house or the Storella house. The next time that we do this, I will remind you that you're still my little girl. But today, I'm just going to remind you to look around. Don't ever forget how you were able to fill a room with love. I wish Grandma could see it. I hope she could see it. No matter if the moon is super or how close it is after this week, let it shine on you. Never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance and opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your own dreams. Continue to challenge yourself. Don't worry about what anyone else says. Don't ever settle. Respect yourself, respect your body, your money, and our family, and then have fun and take on the world. I still didn't have a great answer as to how to close this, or how to sum up Stephanie, but luckily, I have that 5th quote to bail me out, maybe one last time. There are some people that if you watch them closely, here I go. I almost had it. There are some people that if you watch them closely, they will take your breath away. And then there's Stephanie. You don't have to look that close. You see it in her blue eyes from across the room. She's stunning. She's things that a lot of people don't see. And she is strong. She is already independent. She's her own person, and she won't stand for anyone's crap. She is everything you are going to want a little girl and a young woman to be. Just look at her. It's already that obvious. She's going to give you a run for your money, but she's going to make her parents proud. She's going to make things happen. And when she does, you remind her that her grandma said she knew it all along. Shit. That's it. Stephanie Yormack, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the name. We love you.
So close.